On to you Scorpios out there. Hope y'all are having a great day. So for you Scorpios, you have the Nine of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Hierophant. All right. So okay, so for you Scorpios, there's definitely a sense of you Scorpios needing to okay, I get it. The Nine of Pentacles and the Devil and the Hierophant speaks to how someone is really just calling your phone. They're not allowing you Scorpios to really just get your own time to yourself. It's really someone that has really dealt with the consequences of their own actions. But you Scorpios know they haven't really learned. They don't. The only way that they're going to learn is when things really go bad, and then they're going to go into hibernation for a while, right? They're going to go into hibernation, and then they're going to go ahead in the next 100 years with their future generations pop up the same back type of anarchy and nonsense all over again. You dig? So a lot of you Scorpios understand that there is no point in trying to forgive someone, and well, there is a point in forgiving them, but there is no point in trying to date someone whom has already told you and acted like they didn't want to hang out with you. That's fine. But you Scorpios are exercising the same kind of self-control as well. Y'all ain't gotta hang out with that person either. And they can't take it. This ex can't take it. Here they are calling up your phone. Here they are trying to find out what you're still doing. And you Scorpios are like, you stopped talking to them a few months ago, but they're still calling your phone. I've had that. Still calling your phone. I have stalkers. You know, I don't know if I said this in Scorpio videos before, but I have stalkers, you know, and about 15 million people, 6 to 15 million people have stalkers, right, on a daily basis. So the thing is that the Nine of Cups and the Five of Cups is about how this is what it is that they get for their this is what they get for their overconfidence. The Nine of Cups is confidence, but it can represent an overconfidence. To be careful of that, right? And the Five of Cups is about how, you know, just be very mindful to not say or do anything that's disrespectful to the person. Don't reach out to them, because when you say anything to them at all, what's going to happen is they're going to delude themselves into thinking that, like, you know, that's the opportunity that they've been waiting for. Right now they can, you know, work their magic, because all of them seem to think that they have the gift of gab, right? They'll just speak something and other people, they're weak at the knees, you know, it's like butter, you know, that type of mentality, right? But they think that they have that when they actually don't. So again, being overconfident really played them, right? And it's like, but this is the point that I've been saying to you Scorpios. If they had so much value, and if they had so much like value and power and all that other type of nonsense, why don't they go talk to another person? Why don't they exercise their other options? Because the Five of Cups, 3 cups are down, but 2 cups are still there behind the person, behind this mermaid, meaning that they still have options. That's the crazy part. But why don't they just go, I don't know, be with those other options, right? No, they want you Scorpios. And the reason why they want you is because you have resources. You Scorpios have been doing your thing. So because they know that you've been doing your thing, like I said, you have resources. You have a lot of resources. And the Ten of Swords represents That's why you'll never get together with them again. You Scorpios believe in second chances. Y'all know that y'all don't even have to believe. Y'all Scorpios know that second chances are a real thing. And that you Scorpios actually are open in general to give a second chance, right? But at the same time, it has to be a legitimate one. You know, this is the dangers of treating people like they're just options, like they're just toys. They're only individuals that are meant to be used and mistreated. People are not toys. They're not. People are not toys. And that if a person goes around treating anyone, but specifically you Scorpios, like your toys, you've experienced the sting of how it felt when you were younger and you were less experienced and you didn't know any better. You experienced that sting of how it felt, right? It spiritually, it would break your heart how, you know, so many people could be, you know, downright mean and cold. And, you know, you Scorpios have had to learn from the hard way, right? From experience, that when people be out here playing these games, they don't learn from their lessons most of the time. They just try to find new ways to mask it, right? Because they're terrible individuals. They're terrible people. Their principles is built upon dysfunctionality, right? They go around trying to get people hooked for sport so that they can control them and weave them into their web of lies. And the thing is that the Ten of Pentacles is, you're not going to allow yourself to be used as resources. You've been there before, like I was talking about. So why would you, knowing that now you know what you know, you Scorpios are not going to put yourselves back into the position where, with this person, where you're going to be used as an external resource or a resource in general. No, it has to go both ways. A wife is a resource for her husband. A husband is a resource for the wife. They are both resources to each other. This is why I've been saying a million times, the only kind of relationships that work, factually speaking, are 50-50. Because, again, what exactly is happening here? You don't want to go 50-50. Okay, you don't want to go 50-50. Let's entertain that idea. You don't want to go 50-50, right? Right, Scorpio? People don't want to go 50-50 with y'all. Okay. If they don't want to go 50-50, how is the split going to happen? See, this is... Some people should not be in relationships. Some people need to have a caution sign around their neck that says they're going to use individuals, because how is the split even going to happen? And what does the split even mean? Okay, 60-40. Okay, what does that mean? How is that split going to happen? Oh, you know, who's paying the bills? Right? who's you know, mowing the lawn? Okay, maybe you ain't got a lawn. Maybe you live in an apartment, right? I live in an apartment. Okay? Who's gonna be buying all the amenities, the things that both of y'all need? Your clothes, soap, laundry detergent, food, right? AKA the groceries, right? What else? All the other amenities, beds, right? Your dresser, all these amenities. Who's gonna pay for that? How is that split? What is that split going to look like? See, and this goes to prove my point. I'm gonna get off that, but this goes to prove my point. If it's not 50-50, how is one party going to be a resource to the other party and vice versa? How is that going to work? Like, okay, but once again, my dear Scorpios, let's entertain that idea, right? Somebody tells you they don't want to go 50-50 with you. Okay. They want to go 70-30, right? I can't even say that with a straight face, but they want to go 70-30, right? Okay, they want to go 70-30. What does that look like? More often than not, the people who usually say that don't want to actually volunteer to do most of the work. They are telling the other person, guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, when people do these non-50-50 relationships, we don't go 50-50. I guarantee you, the person who is such an advocate for not going 50-50 is usually the people that wants the other person to do the vast majority of the work. Then when they say, okay, let's do 70-30. Okay, what does that split actually look like? So they expect you Scorpios to pay all the bills, and what do? Are they buying groceries? The point that I'm trying to make here is, are they making themselves a resource with all of these weird numbers, right? With all these vomit-inducing numbers, right? With all of these disgusting, uneven numbers, right? Well, no, I know 70 and 30 are even numbers, but I mean, like, with all of these numbers that don't match, right? That don't make any kind of actual valid real world applicational sense, right? What is that actually going to look like? Because if something is not a 50-50 relationship, what are you actually communicating to the person? I want you Scorpios to be, right? They're trying to communicate to you that they want you Scorpios to be this big advent, this cataclysm, this catalyst for change, right? This big turning point in their life, this advent, this event that became so instrumental into their come up, to the point where it's like they can't describe their history without you. Okay, so you Scorpios are valuable and are a resource to them, but are they going to make themselves a resource to you? And the question is, and this is what a lot of people continuously act like they don't want to talk about the other side. Why is it that in relationships, both sides are not resources for one another? Because me personally, I don't want to have a housewife. If I'm doing this YouTube thing and I have investments and I got this and I got that and I'm doing this correct, well, what are you going to do? I'm not paying all the bills. You have to find something to do. Why? Because you're an adult. What are we talking about right now? You know? So the thing is that the Magician and the King of Wands is about how don't let anybody play that magic trick on you. The Magician represents, if they do not want to be a teammate with you, do not take them seriously. The Magician is a person that knows how to pull a rabbit out of their hat. They know how to pull the impossible off. That's you Scorpios. So you Scorpios have to understand that you are a big asset to anyone that you are in a relationship with, especially if your mind and your heart are most definitely in the correct place. Okay? And you really need to stop downplaying that. And that if you're going to be in a person's life, and I think you Scorpios are starting to wake up and see this yourselves, if you're going to be in a person's life, they are going to have to be a resource to you too. It's not optional, because you're a resource to them. 50-50. That's the old, because if it's not 50-50, what are we, these weird splits, what are we talking about? Because the split, you could split things 70-30 with money, but you can't split things with effort. Person who gives you half-baked effort, they got to get out of here. You're living with somebody, and what? You paying all the bills, you taking care of the little ones, you doing all this, and what is this person doing? They just cooking and that's it. You bought everything on them. This is 90, this is 90, this is 95-5. This is 90-10. They just cooking. And this is why a lot of relationships don't work, because a lot of people in the relationships, they feel used. And the fact is, they are, in fact, being used. Because the only kind of relationships where both people don't feel used, i.e. appreciated, is because both sides has to put in sweat equity, i.e. 50-50. So I'm let's clarify the King of Wands. So I'm actually Scorpio. I have to admit, Scorpio, between the two of us, tarot reader to you, it's quite interesting trying to find out what people look like, or what people are going to do, or what they're going to look like, trying to come up with all these weird relational splits, right? Oh, I'm gonna go, you go 90, I'm gonna come 10. Like, really? Let's do 70-30. It's like, okay, I'm telling you, it's hilarious trying to find out how that's gonna look like. Oh, I know you clean the dishes, you cook, you take care of little ones, you pay all the bills and all that, but we smashed the other day though. That wasn't enough. We smashed last Thursday though. Yeah, it's Monday now. Yeah, but we, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be real interesting to find how people gonna split that. The Fool, the Three of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Eight of Wands for you Scorpios. You Scorpios want other people to think of you as being an idiot, but you really know what it is that you be doing. You want people to be so bold to show you how overly confident they are, where they think that they got the gift of gab. They can just tell you whatever and it not actually work out. The Ace of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Eight of Wands is about how, because it's not going to work for you. You're just going to leave them by themselves.